This is gonna sound crazy. You know how they say in certain museums history comes alive? In this museum, it actually does.
Usually with effects movies, the way it works, you do your storyboards, which I did, and then you execute the images. And then you ask your actor to fake reactions to the make-believe. We had a lot of improvisation. So even if we had months of prep on the assumption that, let's say, Ben is gonna get hit by the Tyrannosaurus tail and go sliding across the floor. Well, if Ben and I get there on the day and we see that, oh wait, there's that cool marble staircase, and what if, instead of going sliding, he hits me in the chest, I do a double backflip, land on the staircase, go down the stairs. Best idea wins. Ready, and action. Whoa! Time.
We came up with a lot of plans early on and kind of conceptual ideas of what we might do. You've got the furry creatures that are the African animals. You've got the American History Hall that has even more. You got the moose from that room. You know, it was maybe like 3 different mini movies all in one giant movie. Basically, we did animation tests, and I would show those to Sean. And just by the nature of the show, I think being a comedy, Sean, the director, would go out with Ben, and they would just kind of start brainstorming at the beginning of the day and just walk the set. And then Sean would come over to us afterwards, and it's like, okay, well, Ben just had this really great idea to do this.
Ben Stiller and I don't do effects movies. Everything is in the quest for the best joke, the best moment.
It's really been a lot of just acting with things that aren't there yet.
3, 2, 1, Rexy slides in!
The T-Rex is totally computer animated.
I think Rexy's my favorite. The idea of this kind of fierce, massive T-Rex skeleton who basically thinks he's a puppy. And all he wants to do is play a huge, life-threatening game of fetch.
You know, in the movie, when you see the shots, there's literally nothing there for any of those scenes, so except for Sean Levy, the director, acting like a T-Rex off camera, which is really entertaining.
And T-Rex slides in, and he drops the bone at his own feet, and then he nudges it towards you, and he slowly comes forward. If the scene is, oh, a Tyrannosaurus Rex is chasing you down the hall, you can't just say action and ask Ben to fake it. Ben likes to react. As a result, I ended up playing every part that didn't exist. And now he slowly bends down, and he pushes it at you with his nose. I have a huge career ahead of me in off-camera performances.
It'd be better if they had a camera on him. It comes easily to him. I don't know if he worked in a dance troupe or at Disneyland as a character. I don't know. But he has a real affinity for playing off-camera animals.
And he runs by you, cut. Let's just go one more and that's gonna work great. Reset.
Okay, we're gonna go back. Good?
Hello.
So with a film like this, one of the challenges and one of the fun parts about working on it is just the diversity of different types of effects you get to work on.
I got one.
I love to do this kind of thing. We did it in Mary Poppins.
You hear a horse coming up from behind.
You're usually working with the animators who are there to tell you where it is, how big it is. Because kids love those good special effects, and this is the best CG I've ever seen.
You've got the diorama room where you're, you know, some movies you might just do the Roman army where you just have the centurions and you just do the same centurion over and over and over again. But for this film, we've had the Western expansion, it was like the other diorama. And in addition to that, on the other side of the room were the Mayans.
Well, today there's a little battle. These guys here that you see are actually going to be 3-inch dioramans. These little figurines that have all come to life.
And action.
First thing we do is we shoot the actors against the green screen, and in this case, we're basically going to do this macro photography on the floor itself.
That image will go to compositing, and it's the responsibility of the compositing department to kind of get everything to blend together.
There's a lot of tweaking going on with it, but in the end, when you see the final cut, every moment's worth it.
The advice I got early on from Chris Columbus, my fellow producer who had done Harry Potter, but like me, went into his first effects movie knowing nothing about it. Chris said, you don't need to know how. You need to declare the what. What's incredible now is to see images that I just thought up, and I'm seeing them on a movie screen. So to see these come to life is an incredible experience, and it kind of makes you hooked.